This is the YouTube edition of my book, A Course in Miracles Workbook Nuggets, which is a study aid for the course's workbook for students. I'll begin by reading my book's commentary on today's lesson over a visual of the book's text. I'll then return with some further thoughts on the lesson. Today's lesson is part of a 10-lesson group that runs from lesson 231 through lesson 240, each of which relates to the concept of salvation as used in the course. I'll be repeating this same introduction for each of lessons 231 through 240, so you can scan past this introduction in the future if you like. Timestamps taking you directly to today's Workbook Nugget commentary and my further comments are provided in the description below. In the section entitled, What is Salvation?, which precedes these 10 lessons, we are told that, quote, salvation is a promise made by God that you would find your way to Him at last. It cannot but be kept. It guarantees that time will have an end, and all the thoughts that have been born in time will end as well, end quote. Later in that same introduction, it says, quote, salvation is undoing in the sense that it does nothing, failing to support the world of dreams and malice. Thus it lets illusions go, end quote. So salvation is waking from the illusion. As we are told in lesson 152 of the workbook, quote, salvation is the recognition that the truth is true and nothing else is true, end quote. So to be saved, all you need do is wake. And the workbook is showing us how. Recall that in your practice sessions, you are urged to seek the feelings and experiences beyond the words. That is how you wake from the illusion. That is how you find salvation. Just reading about it is not enough. Can reading about water quench your thirst? No, only drinking the water can. Today's lesson from my book and my further thoughts follow. A link to the book on Amazon.com is provided below. Lesson number 232, August 20. Be in my mind, my Father, through the day. When it comes to your perception and attention, you are always faced with a single crucial choice: God or the world. How many of us are even occasionally aware of God in our daily life? The Course teaches that God's correct place is the forefront, our primary focus each moment. The world is the background. This is truly a radical shift in living. How many students of the Course realize what is being asked of us? And of those, how many actually attempt to make the conversion? I must admit that I have not, but even the simple awareness that there is another way to see and live is an enormous and valuable step. The title of today's lesson is, Be in my mind, my Father, through the day. Another way of expressing what you are asking for here is, Father, may I not get lost in the illusion. No one can realistically ask that you think of God and nothing else each and every moment. Not even the most talented and dedicated cloistered monastic could do that. But we can make an effort, a real effort, to not think exclusively about the world. How can we possibly expect to escape the illusion if all we think about is the illusion? If you want to make real progress with the Course, you must try at least now and then to remember that the world that our egos made is just that, a construct, what the Course calls the illusion. You must try to remember that a vastly larger and more beautiful reality is hiding in plain sight just beyond. You won't remember every moment, but you should try to remember when you can. In time and in its own mysterious way, you will grow to remember more often. And thus we have the title to today's lesson as our goal and aspiration. Be in my mind, my Father, through the day. Without at least this minimal effort, we simply remain in our ordinary life. We simply remain in the illusion.